Before we dive into this video, I just want to quickly state I apologize how late this video actually is. Superman actually came out on, the 11th of July. I watched it on the 12th, but I had to take a week off from uploading due to family and personal reasons, which is all good because I am back now in full swing, and now we can talk about Superman. So I just wanted to quickly apologize about that. But without further ado, let's talk Superman. James Gunn actually kind of gave me a slither of hope when it was announced that he was taking over DC. Of course, he's given us movies like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and The Suicide Squad, which I'm sure most people can agree was the better of the two Suicide Squad films. And Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best trilogies in the MCU, especially with the third one having such a shining moment for one of the lesser known Guardians of the Galaxy characters, and of course is one of the best movies since Endgame. So when he announced the fact that Superman would be the very first movie coming out in his DC universe, of course I was excited. I'm a huge Superman fan. I don't talk about Superman enough, but I'm a huge Superman fan. One thing James Gunn does really well is give you a whole bunch of characters you may not even know the names of and makes you care about them. And he does a really good job at making sure that each character, whether it's through dialogue, action, or some form of sentimental event, you know exactly who's who and what's going on. So when it comes to Superman, what are my thoughts? Well, first and first, I will say this. This is the best Superman movie we've ever gotten. I've seen a lot of complaints online. Some people say it's too comic booky. Yes, that's the fucking point. Superman is a comic book superhero for one, and his symbol that he bears on his chest is meant to be a symbol of hope. He's meant to mirror Batman. Batman wears his logo to put fear into the thugs of Gotham, whereas Superman's logo is meant to give hope to those who have none. To those who believe that they are no longer going to be on this earth if the event that occurs before them actually occurs. And that's the whole point of Superman. And that is one of the best things about this film. It's very bright and very colourful, and sure, it looks like a comic book movie, and I'm really happy that it does. This is literally, and I've seen a few people say this, it feels like you've taken a comic book and just blew it into a movie proportion, and there you go, here's your movie. It is spot on. The new Superman actor did a fantastic job on being Superman. And the great thing about this movie is it's a Superman movie. Clark Kent's barely in it, and I absolutely love that. Lois Lane is kick-ass just like she should be, and I really do love their relationship. Now, of course, James Gunn has announced that we're not going to see the introduction to Batman or Superman because those two superheroes have had so many introductions, it's unreal. So we already get thrown into a universe. We get thrown into a storyline where Superman has been Superman for a good couple of years, Clark and Lois already together, and there's other heroes that are just here and you have to deal with it. And I truly feel like it was done fantastically. And I still stand on the statement, this is the best Superman we've ever gotten. Superman shouldn't be dark and gritty. Superman shouldn't be dark in the sense of tone, or sure, have dark elements, have heavy-hitting themes, have, more borderline adult, maybe adult's not the right, mature storylines then. Sure, give that to Superman. But Superman shouldn't be a dark, gritty movie whatsoever, looking at you, Zack Snyder. Superman doesn't kill people, no matter what, looking at you, Zack Snyder. This Superman movie, he is a superhero. And honestly, I don't think we've ever had a superhero movie where a superhero's actually saved someone so much. Like, it is insane how many times we see Superman and the other heroes actually be other heroes. Like, he's actually a superhero so much in this movie, and it's done really well. I feel like I'm watching a superhero in a superhero movie. Mwah! Chef's kiss. The suit, a lot of people were dissing it in that first image that we got, that teaser that we got, that little image way back when. But honestly, it is phenomenal. It's bright, it's blue. Yes, he's got the trunks on the outside, but that's fucking Superman for you. That's how Superman should be done. He should have the trunks on the outside. And honestly, it's goofy and it's fun at the same time. A lot of people were a bit concerned about the casting choices for Jonathan Kent and Lex Luthor. Honestly, that's some of the best parts in this film. Lex Luthor is bratty, he's rich, and he's famous, and he's a bit of a prick. Honestly, he was acted phenomenally. He's now my second favourite Lex Luthor, which is quite funny because the actor got inspiration from my favourite Lex Luthor of all time, being the Lex Luthor from Smallville. And honestly, you can see it. It's done really well. Lex is over the top, dramatic, and he's a natural human being with lots of resources. His reactions is what a normal human being would react to if they spent this much time trying to do something like Lex does. This movie just gives you a whole plateau, a whole world to explore, and says, hey, fucking deal with it. This is what we're doing. And I'm really glad they did. I'm really glad they did. There's things that just happen in this film, like Lex, like, hey, yeah, this is this, by the way, and everyone just has to deal with it. And I'm really glad they went that route. Superman is a fantastic movie. A lot of people, and I didn't really want to bring this up, but I'm gonna, a lot of people keep saying it's woke. How? Please explain to me how it's woke. Why? Because they mention immigration? Because Superman's been an immigrant the entire time Superman's been in the comic books. Since literally Superman's debut issue with the DC, he's been an alien immigrant. I apologize. He's literally been an immigrant the entire time Superman's been around. There's so many comic book storylines where Superman has to question himself, and the public questions Superman on whether he should be on the planet, whether he should be a superhero. Should he be allowed to live on Earth? That's a massive question. Just saying. It's literally a part of Superman lore, just like Bruce Wayne losing his parents, or Spider-Man getting bit by a radioactive spider. It's no different, and I'm really confused why people keep bitching about this. James Gunn has done a phenomenal job with the Superman movie. It is bright and colourful. There's a lot of action. Every character is cast really fucking well. Each character, sure, there's a few slight changes, like Ultraman being one of the villains. He's really different to the comic book counterpart of Ultraman. Kind of seems like they combined a couple other characters into one, but I can get over it. I think it's fine. I think it worked pretty well. I wouldn't have called him Ultraman, but I think it works pretty well. I'm really looking forward to seeing what next movie that James Gunn has, especially for the fact that he's actually stated that he will not release anything to do with the next DC movie until a script has been written, and he personally has to read every script and be happy with it. And of course, we now have the Suicide Squad, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and the Superman movie, and he does have a good reputation for superheroes. The extra superheroes in this movie do feel like extra characters. None of them steal the spotlight, and they all do have a fun time. We also, I think, 2 out of the 3 get their abilities a bit more used than the third one. The third one I'd like to see a bit more of, but I'm not obviously going to spoil anything. I'm just going to put it that way. This movie is a good introduction to DC. And my favourite thing about this movie, I think the biggest take I took from this movie is my fiancé has no idea who Superman is. She couldn't tell you. The only thing she knows about Superman is his logo because I wear it on a t-shirt. She has no idea who Batman is. She doesn't know DC, and only recently, literally within 2025, I got her watching the MCU movies, and we're now in the multiverse saga. We're now currently going through some of the TV shows. She has no idea what superhero is what and who is where. She watched this movie with me, it was a date day, and she actually thoroughly enjoyed it. And she said that, yeah, most things made sense. You know, there's a couple of characters she was like, but, like, she said to me that, you know, either I'd explain it, or that, like, you know, I'm sure they'll pop up again. So she really enjoyed this film, and she doesn't even know who the fuck Superman is, and she understood everything that was going on. There's a few little teasers near the end of the movie, which I'm really looking forward to, kind of having some sort of conclusion. And of course, Crypto the Superdog is a fantastic addition, and I'm so glad, this isn't a spoiler by the way, but I'm so glad he's just not a 5-minute cute gag. He's actually something. He's an actual character, which I really, really do enjoy. Finally, Crypto the Superdog has powers on screen, which I fucking love, because every TV show that's ever done Superman in any format and that has Crypto that isn't an animation has always rendered Crypto just to be a normal dog, and that's always irked me, and I'm really glad Crypto got some spotlight. That was really cool. There's a lot of lore, there's a lot of storytelling, there's a lot of passion in this movie. If you haven't seen it already by now, after, you know, a week or so, please make sure that you do see this movie when you can. This movie is a great introduction to DC, this new DC universe that we're given, and it's bright, and it's colourful, and I cannot wait to see what else James Gunn can give us. I say the only downside, my only, like, major critique to this movie, my biggest critique to this movie, is the Ultraman. That was my biggest irk. That's it. And that's only because I enjoyed comic book Ultraman way too much, and the other characters that, like, they kind of stole ideas from, I like them as well. So I'm now like, does that mean we're not gonna get these characters because you've kind of put them all into one? But that's literally it. That's literally my biggest downgrade here. It's a comic book movie, and it's fun, it's entertaining, there's lots of action, there's jokes. Of course, James Gunn is a humorous dude, but they hit well, they're actually funny, and I actually felt myself kind of like, had this like, aww moment a few times, especially when the Kent family get introduced to the movie, when Crypto's around. You know, I felt heartfelt, like James Gunn is good at, yes, throwing comedy at your face, but also kind of plucking your heartstrings along the way. It's, I left the cinema speechless because that movie was really fucking good. That's it. That's all I gotta say. It's a great film, and I don't know why people are hating on it. And it's 10,000 times better than Zack Snyder's version of Superman. 100 million, gazillion, trillion, whatever fucking number comes after billion. It does Superman a lot better. And if you disagree with that, then your idea on Superman isn't the Superman that is in the comic books. I'm going off of this as a Superman comic book fan. I love the Superman comics. I also love different versions of Superman, and I feel like Smallville, Lois and Clark, Superman and Lois, they all captured a little bit of Clark Kent and Superman along the way, just not the whole package that is that character. And I feel like this movie did. I feel like this movie did it really well, and I can't wait to see Lois Lane, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, Perry White, Clark Kent / Superman, and Lex Luthor again. I literally cannot wait to see all these characters. I think they did a fantastic job. I'm going to stop rambling now, because I could ramble about how great this movie is for another hour or so. With that being said, do check out the other At a Cinema Experience videos on this channel. There's a playlist for you guys to check out. Every single time I go to the cinema, I do one of these videos. So make sure you do check them out. And of course, check out the other sort of content we make here. We do reviews, top 5s, top 10s. We kind of like explain a few things here and there. If you want me to do any particular content on Superman related stuff, do let me know. I do have a few Smallville related videos coming out soon. So yeah, I don't mind explaining some lore, talking about some comic book adventures, maybe some of his villains, anything Superman related. Do let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll make sure that we get a video done around about your comment. And of course, hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell if you guys haven't already, because it does show you support. And of course, that notification bell alerts you guys whenever I upload a new video. We're with passion, everybody. Once again, I apologize how late this video is, but I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye.